Welcome into another edition of the Priddy Podcast. We're coming to you live, well, kind of live-ish by the time you see this, from my house. We are happy to be with you all again. I have some exciting news as we have found another mic. So, Jake, you'll get to hear his wonderful voice tonight.
What's going on?
Yeah. So, yeah, you'll get your fair share of some Jake tonight as we'll be talking back and forth about some topics. Yeah, we're basically rolling into the night. If you hear anything in the background, you might not. It's my two boys. They are 2, and the other one's getting ready to turn 3. So they like to have fun, and they get a little rowdy sometimes. So you might hear a couple feet stomping, maybe a car getting thrown at somebody's head. I don't know. We've got the door shut, so whatever happens at this point. So may God be with them. So, I'm a good dad, I promise. I try my best. But yeah, we are shooting this episode tonight. We're going to break down this big win we got down in Fayetteville, Arkansas over the weekend. On Saturday, the Kentucky Wildcats beat the Razorbacks, the John Calipari Razorbacks, 85-77. But before I dive into that, I wanted to kind of ask Jake a question. Jake, this is Groundhog's Day, and I learned something today.
What's that?
I learned there's 2 groundhogs. I always thought there was one big fat groundhog that seen its shadow or didn't see its shadow.
What's the verdict? So,
well, apparently that's where things get kind of hazy because there's 2 different verdicts. One seen his shadow and the other one didn't, apparently, according.
We still have no idea what's going on.
No. According to Facebook, there could be 12 more feet of snow headed our way, or next week we could be swimming. I don't know yet.
Let's hope it's swimming.
An Easter eggs or something, whatever we do. But yeah, that I thought that was fascinating that there's 2 groundhogs.
That's crazy. That's the first for me, though.
Yeah, because I've always just been used to the one. We don't know when when our spring or winter will come to an end. So the groundhogs, they can fight that out. Maybe we'll have a fight to the death for the groundhogs or something to see who's right. Other type of hog that got its butt whooped over the weekend, it was a warthog, a razorback, I guess you could say. Kentucky absolutely dominated from start to finish. I was watching a game before this game, and I'm used to turning on the game to Kentucky already being down 15, 16 points. So I had every bone in my body just thought when we was going to go to this game that Kentucky was already going to be losing, and it was probably just going to be one of those nights again. I absolutely had no faith in this game. I'm sorry, fans. I lost my big blue spirit that night. I was down, but luckily they proved me wrong. And I actually had a interesting bet. My nephew had come down that night, and him and his wife, we was all watching the game together, and I told him, I said, if Kentucky somehow, and I was thinking at the time, a miracle wins this game, I said, I'll go out in the snow in my underwear, and I will make a snow angel. I said, I'll do it. I'm not scared at this point. I know we're not going to win, so I'll just make this bet, and we'll roll with it. So, no spoiler alert, but we know how this ended up. I've seen everybody's Snow Angel Challenge videos, and this silly guy did his own. I made a bet that the Kentucky Wildcats would not beat the Arkansas Razorbacks tonight. Well, those cats proved me wrong. So now I'm a man of my word. I'm going to do the Snow Angel Challenge in honor of the Big Blue Nation and our Kentucky Wildcats for getting the win tonight. And I challenge all of my fellow Kentucky fans to do the same. So without further ado, let's get it on. Woo, baby. It is cold. What makes it even better? A little water. So here we go, baby. Get a little loop-de-loop here. Yes, sir. Here we go, baby, into the snow to do the angel. Whoa, baby! Let's go, Cats, baby! Going back to the start, I flipped the game over, and we're up 12-5, and I'm like, what is going on? And I just started watching, man, and I noticed something different in Kentucky. I noticed all of a sudden we were the aggressor, that Arkansas was no longer that the team that would come out and punch us in the mouth first. We was punching a team in the mouth for one of the first times I've seen this year. And I thought that was what really just from that moment when I flipped it over, that 12-5 lead we had, it was from that moment that I felt like that whole start determined that game. We really never I felt got in trouble the whole game. I felt the pace, the direction. There was a couple of moments I'll talk about in a minute where I kind of was like, this may get away from us. But overall, I kind of felt really comfortable about how Kentucky was executing, how really Mark Pope was staying, his control and, just his overall, posture. He kept a level head. He was cool, calm, collected. And I have kind of been really judgmental on him for being those type of things. I have been one to kind of crucify him for being the laid back, kind of non-emotional coach. But I felt that this game, the play just kind of did the talking for us. Like, we just kind of showed up and was like, hey, you're not going to punk us tonight. And I felt like when I watched, Malachi, this guy's growing in front of my eyes every single week. He's a freshman. He's going to do things that'll make us Kentucky fans pull our hair out. But at the end of the day, he's growing. He's still learning, how to play the college game. And at this point of his career, I think he's doing a phenomenal job. And I really hope he's one of those key pieces that return next year for this team. There was a lot of contributions from other people, though. The Trent Noah minutes were so huge, man. For him to come in, I would have wrote Trent Noah completely off of this game. He had no business playing with the NBA prospects that were on this court. You can look at Arkansas and name probably 3 or 4 guys right now that'll be playing in the league. And I just thought that this would be just way out of Trent Noah's league. And he came in and absolutely brought that mountain Mamba, Eastern Kentucky energy with him. The toughness that we love as fans, as Wildcat fans, was embodied in Trent Noah on Saturday. And I loved it. I know everybody across this state loved it. And I hope that's the version of Trent Noah we continue to see going forward, because that's the version that Kentucky needs, and the ones that'll carry us far in March is players in moments like this, when you can call on a guy like Trent Noah to come off the bench and he scores 9 huge points and plays incredible defense and rebounds. If that's what he's doing, man, that's all you can ask for the kid right now. And he is, that was huge, man. I think he's my X factor for that game. And even though Oweh and them, you had so many great players and great moments that night, Trent Noah's 9 points and the minutes and rebounds and defense he played was huge. So got to give my flowers to that kid, man. He's if he just hangs in there and can keep his eyes focused forward and not backwards, Trent Noah, I think he's gonna have a really great career here. I'm excited for that guy. Otega Oweh looks like the SEC Player of the Year that we all thought he was going to be. When this season started, that was the key that everybody had circled on this roster was 00. Otega announcing he was returning to Kentucky. Everybody seen this vision. They seen this guy that stepped onto Arkansas's court and dominated. He looked incredible, man. Step back threes. He got to the rim whenever he wanted. There was nobody that Arkansas could put on Otega Oweh to slow him down. He was a one-man wrecking crew for a while. And, it was just beautiful to watch, because this is what we expected. Like I said earlier, this is the guy that when the season started, everybody had pegged as the SEC preseason player of the year. And since SEC league play has started, you can look up his numbers. It's incredible since SEC play started, the numbers that Otega Oweh is putting up now. It's a totally different version of the guy we got from the non-conference. It's just like watching him, it feels like he's league ready playing against these guys. You got guys on Arkansas, Darius Acuff, Malik Thomas, Trevor Bazile, like I said, these guys are going. These guys are going to be playing in the league for somebody. It wasn't just a fluke game that we beat these guys. We beat some great talent Saturday. They were 15th in the nation for a reason. They were undefeated at home in SEC League play. Kentucky handed them that big L, so now they are no longer undefeated in SEC League play. So we're happy. Razorbacks, you can hold that for us, that L. I want to talk about this whole referee situation down here in Fayetteville because it was atrocious. And I'm not even talking about from the Kentucky end of it. I'm talking on both sides. It was just a nightmare of an officiating game. And one name that Kentucky fans have learned to know, and everybody that watches these games, is Doug Shouse. It became the Doug Shouse show. It was, I mean, he gave 4 technicals in 38 seconds. I may have gotten the time wrong there, but like, it was insane. I was back-to-back technical. Mark Pope got a technical. That guy, I swear, he has to be the holiest man that's ever coached here. And he got a technical for nothing. What's the guy ever say? He don't even cuss. What'd he say? Gosh darn it, Batman. I mean, it's just, gee willikers. How is he getting a technical? Then Mo Diabate, the Mo Diabate technical was hot garbage. I mean, are we not allowed to celebrate when we block a guy now? Like, that was insane. Mo Diabate, literally, Jake, he blocked a guy and, like, said, yeah, boy. They got the audio. He goes, yeah, boy. And said it to the cameraman and teed him up for saying, yeah, boy, after blocking a shot. What does basketball come to? Where are we at when we can't even say, yeah, boy? It's crazy to me. And that just goes along with what I'm saying. The refs, dude, I don't know who needs to be called, emailed. This is just getting ridiculous, man. It makes it just sickening to watch sometimes because it does sway games. It totally swayed the Arkansas game for a little bit. I was already like sitting there saying, well, just as I thought, Doug Shouse will cost us another game. I hope you're happy, Doug. And I'm not going to lie. I said some words. Dad, if you watch this, I'm sorry. Mom, I'm sorry too. But I said some bad things to Doug Shouse that I'd probably need to write him an apology card. But I mean, if he deserved it, I would. I was really, really mad. The whole just the idea of giving technicals to stuff like that, I can't defend it. There's nothing I can say, but it is just bad. And the refs, they need to learn how to call the game right. I know it's hard. I'm not taking nothing, like, I understand their job is incredibly difficult. I praise everybody that does referee because it hats off to you. That's a really incredibly hard job to do. But these games, like these rivalry games, these big televised games, these referees need to learn how to kind of remove themselves and not make it the referee show, because that's what this game became for a little bit. It just and then you have the point of, after all that the debacle with Doug Shouse and the technicals, they're trying to clearly make makeup calls for Kentucky's way. I think after that there was like 3 or 4 straight fouls on Arkansas that, I mean, come on. They weren't even touching the guys. And I know they were just makeup calls because the refs kind of knew what they'd done. And then you turn into a free throw battle, and it ruins the flow of the game. Nobody wants to watch that. They want to watch a good, solid, flowing game. And I don't think there's any place for it. The referees, they take my grade F for the night. That was a F show for the referees. Going back to the roster, the contributions, Denzel Aberdeen, he's playing a lot more like he's under control now in that point guard position. He looks like he's kind of coming to his own and becoming a comfortable ball handler, bringing it up the court, waiting for his shot. I think earlier in the year I watched a lot of Denzel. He was rushing his shot a lot. Felt like he he was kind of looking to score more, and he really just took some ill-advised shots that would get him in trouble sometimes. So, and if you go back and watch like them early season games of Denzel and watch him Saturday, it's a totally different player as well. That's why you're getting the results you're getting now. I was a little hard on Mark Pope on our first episode we filmed, and he's made me eat my crow. I mean, the way he coached and that staff and those players played Saturday, that is the type of results that will make fans completely turn their whole feeling, emotion, seasons, the views of everything around when you get that kind of result. That's not an easy place to go win. Bud Walton Arena is one of the loudest, craziest arenas in the Southeastern Conference. And to go down there, like I said, and beat John Calipari and that roster that he had, I mean, that speaks volumes. And it kind of just leaves me with a really weird feeling about Mark Pope, though, still. I mean, I love it. It's just these results, like you go and beat Tennessee on the road. You go beat this Arkansas Razorback team on the road. You go and you beat the Dukes and Gonzagas last year in those big-time wins. You beat Illinois in the NCAA tournament. But you turn around and you get some of these head-scratchers like you're losing to Missouri at home. You're losing to, it's just – I just want Pope to win the games he should win too and then go steal some of these games that we're not supposed to win. I think with this win, you're right back to where you're kind of needed to be. I think this makes up for like your Missouri losses. It kind of puts a Band-Aid on that horrible Vandy loss. But now, you got some winnable games up ahead. You got Oklahoma coming to town. You can very, very easily win that game. But you got to, what version of this team are we going to get? Are we going to get this Arkansas version that goes down there and goes up 12-5 and never looks back? And Colin Chandler, I mean, we haven't even talked about Colin Chandler yet. The closeout artist, the Air Mormon, as everybody is saying now. This dude, my goodness. I mean, if there is a guy that I want to take the last shot on this team, it has to be Colin Chandler. You give that guy the ball, and he's going to make a play somehow, some way. I don't care. I would put every bit of money I have in my banking account that if he gets that ball right now, under 2-3 minutes, he's going to make some type of play to win the game for you. If it's a close game, Colin Chandler, he is as poised as I've ever seen anybody play here. He come down, and I knew he was going to take that fadeaway shot. I knew it when they gave him the ball, and he came down, and I just it's like some players you can see in their body language, like, I'm going to take this shot. Everybody get the hell out of my way, and I'm going to make this shot. I know I'm going to make it. And I think Mark Pope's kind of trusted him to do that. He's never really went away from Colin Chandler, even when people like me, other fans, they've told him, bench Chandler. He's turnover prone. He's scared to death. He's not ready for this stage. He hides. The moment's too big. No, we was completely wrong. Colin Chandler, Mark Pope seen what before we did, what this guy was all about. And now I am comfortable with Chandler having that ball in the last few minutes of the game to really make a difference. That guy, he deserves every bit of praise he's getting today, and we'll get the rest of this, for this win and the rest of the week. How sweet is it to beat Calipari, though? I mean, it is so sweet. I was watching some of the post-game stuff with Cal, and he's classy. Like, that's one thing I have to always say about John Calipari. No matter who he's facing, the win, the loss, he has always kept it classy. He's never ran his mouth or degraded the other team. He gets his little Cal shots in when he can. Like, and anybody that's ever watched him and knows him, he'll say his little subtle shots whenever he beats you, but my, oh my, it's so sweet when he loses, and then he tries to get those little subtle shots in as well. Because I believe one of the reporters asked him, they was like, what advice, kind of, and I'm paraphrasing here, they was kind of basically summed it up. They was like, what advice would you give Mark Pope, And he's like, well, I don't really give coaches advices. And I was laughing about it because you could kind of tell, like, oh, okay, yeah, this one's a little salty. You may never admit it, Cal, but this one got a little bit of salt in your pockets, and I know it did because just anytime you see your former the things he did for this university. I mean, I got his book right back here, Bounce Back. You can't undo, and no one would want to, the things that he did here for Kentucky. It's legendary stuff. I mean, Hall of Fame career. And that's what makes it just so much more special, though. And that's what makes it, the flip side, that much more kind of hurtful for him. I mean, that just to watch the guy that came in and, is replacing you and trying to be your successor come in there and beat you. And I think it was T-shirt night. Y'all can enjoy those T-shirts, by the way. It's just, it's the type of win that can change this season around. And it feels like Mark Pope just always, he finds a way to win these games. The ones that when I checked the bet log, it was like 90%. It may have been 85% for Arkansas. And I was like, well, that's easy money. So what did this guy do? I slapped it on there for Arkansas and lost my money. So the joke's on me. But, it's just it's one of those things, fans can talk about it. It's a feel-good win. It's something that can change the season around. And, we was so sick of hearing from fans. It was like a whole year of Arkansas fans just constantly, they was just trolling us, puffing their chest out. And man, I went straight to X, Twitter, whatever y'all refer to it as, and it was crickets, man. Nobody had nothing to say. It was just, dead quiet. So it was beautiful to have that moment as a fan. And I for one, I think I'm just proud this team is not giving up. They're resilient. They've stayed together through everything that's happened to them this year. We haven't even discussed anything about the injuries. We are missing Jalen Lowe. Jaden Quainance is probably done for the year. I think his knee's still issue, and I think he just really wants to kind of save his draft stock. And I don't blame the kid. Going there, something happens, you're not going to get drafted. That puts your whole future at risk. So, it sucks. I know he was excited about Quainance. He's an incredible talent and an incredible kid. I've watched interviews with him. He's got a heck of a personality. Just as good of a kid and as good of a ball player as you'll ever see come through this university. And at this point, we wish him well. And, we just have to play with who we got. We got to play with the cards we're dealt. And it feels like we are maximizing every bit of that as we go forward. And just everybody I named. It's incredible, the turnaround and the toughness mentally and just everything with this team altogether. I got to give A+ to that this weekend because that was a great win. Still not ranked, but you keep piling these on, you're going to see it. You're going to climb the rankings. And you can make you a special run. We're into February now, and you know what next month is. It's that March month. So we want to see us make a deep run. And I'm not going to go on here and parade and say that we're the cutting the nets or anything like that. But just make the tournament and we'll see. You got to get to the dance. Then you can see what happens from there. The key is just getting in there and getting on that floor. Then you find your lady and dance with her. But, good win, feels good. We want to really just break down how good this could actually be for Mark Pope. And I think that it's going to change a lot of people's minds. May not most people, but for, some fans, it could change their minds. It could really help people.
Definitely put him on the right path anyway.
Yes. Yeah, it definitely did put him on the right path a lot.
He needed that big time for sure.
Yeah, you had a fan base that was pretty close to turning on him. So that definitely, like you said, it put him back on the right path. He needed this win. And maybe you can start stacking wins now, That stuff like this definitely helps. It definitely does. So, I'm glad that, we got the win, obviously. It's just, you got to see, don't let this win just be one and stop. Let's keep this going and keep it flowing and keep this rolling into the later of this month and into March. I want to build on this. I don't want it to be our hurrah and our one big moment and then that be it. And I think I speak for all Cats fans. Everybody wants to see us win. Why do we watch the games? It's always fun talking about wins. And I mean, I hope we get a lot more of the episodes like big wins like this. I'd like to go see us beat Florida. I'd like to go see us win the SEC tournament, win NCAA. Let's go.
You and a lot of us.
You're right. But it's just it's special to break down moments like that. It is as a fan. When I think of wins like this, it takes me back to my childhood when I would watch games and see them beat, and it just brings families together. It brings friends. It's moments that people can look back on and say, "Well, you remember when Mark Pope went to Fayetteville and beat Cal?" And it'll get talked about forever.
Tubby Smith.
Yeah, man. Billy Gillespie. Golly. I even remember some wins from the Billy Gillespie year. That's how old I am, man. I remember some of those special Jody Meeks hits.
Jody Meeks.
Yes, Jody.
54 points.
Yeah, got it. There's the ball you gave me right back there. Shout out to Jake for the autographed ball of Jody Meeks back there.
Yes, sir.
That's some throwback. I don't know how many people listening to this will know Jody Meeks.
I think he had 13 threes.
It was nuts. I was working at not to get crazy off track, but I was working at McDonald's that night, and I remember getting in trouble because I kept running to they had a little employee break room back there where you was going back to get like the straws and napkins. But anyway, I was in there and they had a radio and it was on the station where the game was on, and nobody even planned this, dude. The radio was just playing the game, and I happened to be walking by, and I never will forget, it was Tom Leach, and he said, "Welcome back to the Jody Meeks Show." And that stuck to me to this day. And I was like, the Jody Meeks Show. I was like, what are we doing? Because I was trying to stay engaged in the game, but McDonald's, there was stuff going on. I was busy, so I was catching bits and pieces. I stopped dead in my tracks, and I never will forget. I got in trouble because I just zoned out because I heard him say that Jody Meeks had like 47 points.
He ended up getting 54.
54, yeah, 54. He had 47 when they come back from break. And I was like, whoa. I said, this just ain't any other game. He's got 47. And it's just one of those. And that goes in the book with like the Arkansas win.
Yep.
These special moments. And that is what separates Kentucky fans, Kentucky basketball, this tradition, this school. It separates this from everything else. It just does. It's always going to be different. You got Kentucky basketball and you got everything else. I'm not taking nothing away from the Dukes, the Kansases, the North Carolinas, but they are great programs. They will always be great, historically great programs. But Kentucky basketball is just different. It is a lifestyle. It's not something that we turn on just to pass our time and watch our team, and we love it, but it is a lifestyle that people follow. You'll have people in August talking about Kentucky basketball, people in July. It's a lifestyle, man. And I'm just happy this goes into that book with the Jody Meeks games, with the Tayshaun Prince 5 threes. This goes into those special wins, those moments in Kentucky basketball history. It just does. But my sign was falling. You get the real content here, baby. We're glad to do this. I hope we can have some more breakdowns of some games. It's fun doing it. I know my friends out there, everybody that loves, hates Kentucky can tune in and join me and celebrate and have fun with me with this, man. We're going to hop off, and I'm sure we'll have some more breakdowns of some more games. I've had a blast doing this breakdown with you all. And, hey, Mark Pope, congrats to you. You get my salute. Denzel Aberdeen, salute. Noah, salute. And Otega Oweh, salute. Just Kentucky Wildcats, salute to all y'all, man. Great win on the road. Shut them hogs up. Woo pig suey, no more. Shut that stuff down, man. Y'all have a good night. This has been the Priddy Podcast. Catch us later. Stay safe.